Hey guys, all right, so I thought I would just film a life update today. A lot has happened, a lot has changed. I want to talk a little bit about homemaking and the children and homeschooling and Ryan, what he's up to right now, and of course, ask for prayers. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about a new endeavor I'm doing, and so if you are interested in that, then make sure you stay to the end. I promise I won't make this too long, but you know how I like to chat. All right, so if you're new and this is the first video you're landing on, I just want to say hello. My name is Laura. I'm a mother of two. My husband and I have been married for 18 years. We are traditional Catholics who attend a chapel here in Oklahoma, and we have just been through a lot in the last 18 years. My husband was in the military, or currently is technically still in the military, but we are getting out and going on to new adventures. On this channel, I talk about life as a Catholic woman, someone who is striving to bloom into the woman that God has called, me and all of you to be. And I love to make videos about homeschooling, of course, our Catholic faith, homemaking sometimes, a little bit. And what was the other thing I do? Oh, like minimalism. I make bread with freshly milled flour. So that's something new that I've been and pretty much I share just whatever is on my heart that I feel like God and the Holy Spirit are encouraging me to share with you. So today, I thought before I jump into other topics in the next few weeks, I want to just kind of give an update of where we are. Obviously, we've moved. For those of you who've been with me for a while, you've been through lots of moves as a military family, but this is our official move. We are no longer on a military base. We are out here. I can see a beautiful lake when I look out my window here. And God has just been so good and blessed us with this beautiful little house. And I love small living. I have a whole video on small living and the blessings it has given me. But every morning, I just realize another blessing. And I'm very, very thankful for our tiny house and our good size yard. It's not gigantic, but it is a good size. And I do enjoy that. And my dog is outside. We have a dachshund. I'll put him up a little short of him up there looking for some freshly milled flour. We are actually planning on creating a YouTube channel just for him because he is hilarious. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in doggies or just cute dog videos. So where should we start? So we moved, we're here, we've been here just under 2 months. Almost everything is put away and it's been beautiful. Now, I will say we have to learn how to commute into and out of the city because we live more out in the country or in a smaller town. And that has been interesting. I didn't know that Oklahoma City has 6 lanes of traffic at times. We went to the zoo yesterday. I'll put a couple pictures in. And it was such a blessing. The zoo was such a blessing. I realized, and let me know down below if you're like this, that you don't realize how much you need to get out of the house or get out of your town or do something fulfilling until you do it. And you're like, oh gosh, that was really fulfilling. And so, that is why we talk about self-care on this channel. But I didn't realize when I just said I was going to take my children to the zoo and we ended up going with another family from church, which was so beautiful, that I really needed the experience of the zoo. I needed to walk around outside. It wasn't too hot. I needed the animals. I needed the new environment. I needed to the win of driving in and out of the city. And I got home and I was so inspired to clean my little house and make dinner and make bread the day and just get back to my vocation. So, and all of it was experienced with my, my family, my kids and my friends. So that was a huge bonus too. So yeah, let me know down below, what have you, what kind of outing are you either looking forward to or that you've gone on recently? You're wow, that really fed me. And if it's not feeding you, if you go to the zoo or something and it's not feeding you, then stay tuned till the end so we can maybe find a time to talk about that. So I'm excited to share that with you. Okay, so that was that. We started homeschooling. Thursday was our official first day back. Chloe's in 9th grade and Neil's in 6th, but we use the CMC, so Chloe's Form 4 and Neil's Form 2A. And it was really beautiful. It was a really beautiful day, actually. And one thing, this is our 4th year for the CMC, and every year it just gets a little bit easier. By the time Neil graduates, I'll be a pro, right? But hopefully by the time Chloe graduates, I'll also just be that much more confident and give her a beautiful senior year. That's my goal. But so far, everything has been really beautiful. We have 5 different sections to our homeschool day. And if you guys want a video of more detail, let me know. But we have our morning basket together time, which is about an hour, where we cover things like geography, Latin, French, hymns, singing games, solfa, I'm trying to think, folk songs, and then poetry. Any kind of like prose or ballads or things like that. No, prose is not poetry. Anyway, and then we get a 10-minute break, and then Neil and I work together, and Chloe goes off into her room and does her own thing for a couple hours, and Neil and I work together with like math and whatever subjects I feel like he's not ready to go quite independent with. And so we did that, and we were baby stepping our way back into math. I will tell you that Neil's in that math has been much slower than what you would expect. And I've had a lot of stuff about that over the years, a lot of thoughts and feelings. And this year, I'm just moment by moment. Like I said in my last video about how I'm going to approach homeschool this year, moment by moment. So homeschool was really good. And at the end of the day, Neil said, that was so fun. This is my child that he and I've gotten so much coaching over the years about homeschooling him, and just trusting my intuition and trusting the CMC and doing these baby steps, and then like using my logbook, a mother's logbook, to record what went well, but then also like where were the hiccups. I gave him 2 different novels to read, and he couldn't understand either one. I'm like, okay, we're gonna pull back. We're gonna go to something that maybe is a Form 1 novel that normally mom reads aloud, but maybe I'll hand to him. Maybe he needs to read some A.A. Milne on his own and just enjoy Winnie the Pooh, you know, and not be so focused in on what they have assigned for his age group. My children both are like what you would call asynchronous. So they have really high highs in some of their intellectual levels and some of their intelligences. And then they have low lows. So if there's a bell curve, they're kind of out here. So like math might be really low, but then his emotional intelligence or his understanding of like, I don't know, he makes things. He like creates things that are mind-boggling, are like way over here. And it is interesting to parent, and I think more and more of us are realizing we're parenting asynchronous children, and that they're not kind of sitting in the top of that normal bell curve. And maybe all children are asynchronous, and just it's when it shows up in academics that we have to go back to the drawing board more. So let me know down below if you want to talk more about asynchrony. It's something I learned about a year ago, and I've been in and out of learning about it since. Okay, what else did I promise you guys? House, homeschooling, Ryan. So Ryan, just on September 2nd, which is Chloe's 15th birthday, did his final out with the military. Now, technically, he's still in the military until October 31st, but we are on terminal leave now officially, which means he does not need to report ever again to Fort Sill. He doesn't need to report ever again. He has some like form. I'm going to forget what it's called. Some of you, if you're ex-military or whatever, it's DD2, is it DD214? Something like that. Anyway, some form that like is like you're officially done. And like we've done this twice, right? We've gone out of the military. He went to try to become a police officer in 2017. It was like the worst year in the world to try to become a police officer. Got back into the military. We were going to stay forever. Things happen, and Ryan's like, we're not staying forever. So here we are. He is starting his own business, and let's just talk about that from the wife's perspective, okay? So we do have some savings, so I'm not like freaking out necessarily about financials, but it has been a really interesting journey in trust and surrender. And I've talked about trust and surrender for so long on this channel, definitely since 2020. When I think 2019 is when I read, like late 2019 is when I read Trustful Surrender to Divine Providence. And then all through 2020, I know I was talking to you guys about we have to trust, we have to trust, we have to trust. This is weird with the trust. And one thing I read a long time ago, it was actually a Max Lucado book. I'll just share this one story of how God keeps us kind of in the dark sometimes until the last minute, just like a parent holds on to the plane ticket until you get up to the gate. And then the parent says, here, Jimmy, who's like 3, now you can hand your ticket to the nice lady, right? And so sometimes God does that with us. Like, instead of being like, hey, I'm going to show you all my cards, I'm going to show you all my plans, like you're so smart. No, that's not me. We're not that smart. He doesn't do that with us. He knows exactly how he's going to take care of our family. He knows exactly what Ryan's going to do to earn money. Right now, we're just walking step by step with God, trusting and trying to be patient. And as the wife, I'm realizing I've had two kind of epiphanies recently. One, what if I assumed that my husband was always right? Like, always right. Whatever his decision is, it's like 100% that is right. Unless it's sinful, that is right. Takes a lot of pressure off me. I don't have to actually like sit around and correct my husband, right? I could just like focus on my own paper, focus on me and my vocation and my duties. And I don't have to really sit there and question his decisions, because what if he's always right? He does have a lot of prudence naturally, but even more so, the second thing I've been reading about is the virtue of justice. And I think a lot of us get this wrong. I could probably do a whole video on justice, but for now, what I want to say is justice is to give each person their due, to give God his due and to give each person their due. And then of course it's related to charity and to not only externals like the earthly justice, but internally giving everyone their due in terms of like treating them with dignity, respect, being kind at all times in our thoughts and our feelings and how we think about them. How we think about them. And so what is due to my husband is an unconditional trust. He has laid down his life for me. He has stood up on the altar and he has said, for better, for worse, in sickness and health, we are yoked together. And so I don't need to question or be helpful, or unless he asks for it. Like, I'm his helpmate, of course, but I don't need to ever approach him like I'm smarter. And in the Coach Carol world, who I just was interviewed on her channel, I'll put that up here so you guys can watch that. It was so fun. It's life lessons, LIFE, not wife lessons. So if my husband is going to learn something, it would be so emasculating for me to be the one to teach him. Now we might think, oh, well, since we're yoked together, we should be, like helping each other out. And there is that option. And so you have to just read your husband. Most husbands would rather learn from life than to feel like you're their mommy, right? It's not very attractive. So anyway, so that's what's going on. So my job is to sit over here and to pray, and to surrender, and trust, and be as frugal as I can, while also still being joyful, still having desires, still expressing them, as the empowered wife way. We don't, get whiny about what we need or want, but we do express a desire in a way that inspires. Our husbands do want us to be happy. They don't want us walking around in rags, and it doesn't make them feel manly when we're like pinching pennies to the point where they don't feel like they're providing well. So it's been an interesting walk, and I'm sure it'll continue to be interesting, but if you guys could pray for us, that'd be really amazing. And then at the end, gosh, I promised you to tell you, so a way to like connect with me more often. So I am starting to do a live Zoom call with other women once a month. It's gonna be the second Thursday of every month at 2 p.m. Central. So I'll put all the details below. There's no cost right now. This is free. I'm just trying to build some community and give an opportunity for those of us who are stuck at home with like an illness or a young child, or we lack like a really robust Catholic community, or there's something else going on, maybe some mental health things, and it's just easier to turn on your Zoom for an hour and hang out and talk and share. And maybe you're like stuck in bed, pregnant, or maybe you just had a baby. Maybe your children just left and you're empty nester and you're like so lonely. Like whatever it is, any age is welcome to come to these Zooms where we are going to hang out. And right now, they're not themed. Right now, it's just an opportunity to gather together, to get to know each other, to share, and to just have that like adult conversation that I know so much of us want. And it is really uplifting, really fulfilling. I love doing live Zooms with people. So If you're interested, the details will be down below. The best way to maintain information about this would be to at least ask to join my private Facebook group. I reopened my private Facebook group. I know not everyone. The circle group is awesome. It's probably going to go away in March because I can't afford it, and it just didn't grow like I wanted to. So obviously I'm surrendering that to God. So I'm opening back up the Facebook group so that those of you who can join, and hopefully we just get more people in there. It is a private Facebook group, so it's not like it's more tight and like secure that way. And so if you want to join, there's a couple questions to answer, and I'll link that down below. And with that, you guys, if you could just pray for Ryan's business to be successful. Pray that it's a blessing to our marriage and our family. And also, of course, more than anything, pray that Ryan and I continue to walk, to walk with God and to listen to his will. And if there is a change that needs to happen, if there is, if we do need to like be humbled and walk away to some other opportunity, please pray that we have eyes to see and ears to hear if that happens. So let me know down below if you want to talk about anything specific in the future. And otherwise, I'm just so blessed to have each and every one of you here. I'm so thankful for those of you who want to support this channel. The best way to do that would be to buy me a coffee, which is not actually buying me a coffee. It's just a great little cute way to donate to these efforts. So I'll link that. That's always linked below as well. So I'm so sorry it's so long, but you guys know I like to chat. And you know what? The important thing is to be ourselves. And so if God has made you chatty, perhaps someone's listening to this that's really lonely and needs that like 20 minutes with Laura. And if that's the case, then that's awesome. And I'm so happy you're here. I always want to know who's pregnant, who just had a baby, how can I pray for you? And if you're new to the Catholic faith, whether you just came in or whether you're in, some kind of catechism or RCIA program. And I just, if you're younger or whenever, and you're getting married, like I would just love to know these things. I want to pray for you. I want to celebrate you. And this is why God has given me this format, is just to connect with you, to spread a little bit of his joy and his love and his, hopefully a little bit of his wisdom. And so I want to end with like an inspiring thought. So I just want you today to give the Lord a worry. And not just to give him a worry, but to like place it in his sacred heart. I've been doing a lot of sacred heart work lately. And just like imagine his sacred heart burning for you, burning with love, burning with mercy, and walk whatever it is. I've been like walking these silhouettes into his sacred heart. And it's been incredible. It's been very freeing. So I want that for you as well. Okay, Pax Christi. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless. Bye.